Verbal or life.
It's back.
Are you kidding me, law enforcement? Are you kidding me? Tonight in Grand Rapids, multiple law enforcement officers stood behind Donald Trump as he spoke, hired to protect and enforce the law for the entire citizenry, not for a political party, explicitly forbidden from being a partisan authoritarian police force standing on stage, entirely unethical, probably illegal, and law enforcement have the gall to stand on stage with him.
Trump derangement syndrome in full effect. What is this man doing? Looks crazy. But welcome to Verbal on Life. My name is Noel, battling EMS. In this episode, I want to react to people who are going back to Trump derangement syndrome. Like they're trying to win votes by yelling at us and putting fear in us instead of talking about policies. This is crazy. Let's take a look at what Jesse Waters got to say about this whole situation. I think he does some great reporting. But thank you for joining me. I'm trying to get up to 2,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Click on that subscribe button and click on that like button. But let's take a look. Trump derangement syndrome in full effect.
Enough is enough.
Trump can't stand on stage with cops now. Cops stand with politicians all the time. In 92, cops stood behind Clinton and then they endorsed him. Same thing with Obama, Biden. And here's Joe blasting ultra MAGA Republicans with Pennsylvania police chiefs right behind him. Cops always play a role in politics. Most sheriffs are elected. This dictator on day one hoax has really done a number on these people. The first lady went on CBS and called them fake news.
When these polls, like the Wall Street Journal one, land in the White House and he's losing in all the battleground states.
No, he's not losing in all the battleground states. He's coming up and he's even or doing better. So
Delusional. Why is she trying to lie? Biden's numbers are going straight down to the bottom. And what is she saying? Like she can't read or watch television?
You know what? Once people start to focus in and they see their two choices, it's obvious that Joe will win this election.
It's obvious Joe's going to win. Does the doctor know something we don't? Whatever happened to run like you're behind? Today, Biden overslept and was late to an 11 o'clock speech. He didn't show up until an hour later. And if you look closely, you can see the CPAP creases on his face. He wears a machine around his noggin to keep him breathing at night. He has sleep apnea. And if he has a creasy face at noon, he just got out of bed. He kept Bernie Sanders waiting an hour. That's either a power move by Biden or that's just sleepy. The president didn't fly home from a West Coast campaign stop last night late. Yesterday, the president did nothing. He had a phone call. That's it. I wouldn't be sleeping in at this stage of the campaign. New Wall Street Journal poll, Biden's not ahead in a single battleground.
And you know what's crazy? That right now the polls don't really represent what's going to happen in November. But if in November, all this turns out to be a lie, that's going to be crazy. All these numbers flip to Biden. That will be a surprise, a big surprise. Comment down below. What do you think? Let's keep watching.
Trump's up in North Carolina, Arizona, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Georgia. It's all even in Wisconsin. And in last night's Wisconsin primary, 50,000 Democrats cast a protest vote against Biden. But it gets worse for him. Look at their approval ratings in the states that'll decide the election. Trump's really popular, and Joe's not.
The only problem here is that not everybody's being polled, right? It's only a small group of people being polled, and it's showing that Trump is winning. But again, it's just a small group. We don't really know the whole truth. You know, so all we got to do is look at what it's showing. But again, we don't know in November. Here, Jasper Ware wrote, Noel, this is the most stupid news channel ever. All that we will see in November. Yeah, in November, when we will see the true numbers. We're going to see what's going on. But right here, Jesse, I think, is pointing out some truth. like what's really happening out there on the streets, instead of listening to Joe Biden saying that they're winning. And it's hard to see that they are. What else you wrote? What I think is they're already laying the groundwork for the lies. This is crazy. So it's hard to tell if it's a lie. So if you're watching this show, comment down below. What do you think about this whole situation? Start watching Fox for the real news. All right, let's keep watching a little bit more and let's see what's up.
His coalition's collapsing. Blacks, Hispanics, young Americans, mostly men, don't want to have anything to do with the Democratic Party. And one reason, Mayor Pete's mocking you for not buying nerdmobiles.
Let's be clear that the automotive sector is moving toward EVs, and we can't pretend otherwise. Sometimes when these debates happen, I feel like it's the early 2000s, and I'm talking to some people who think that we can just have landline phones forever. The reality is that the automotive sector is moving toward EVs, and the U.S. can either fall behind China or we can claim the lead.
Number one, the government didn't spend $1 trillion to make us buy cell phones and didn't shame us for keeping our landlines. Number two, just because something's modern doesn't make it better.
And I just don't think they're doing a good job at selling the idea of EVs to people, to consumers. They're not doing a good job. They're really making it more scary, talking about EVs are being stuck. The batteries are no good. The distance is no good. So they got to do a better job at selling the ideas to consumers so people can buy it.
What tastes better, real meat or lab grown? Would you rather live in a 14th century castle or in some drab postmodern slab? Would you rather relax at the beach or bake in a tanning bed? Exactly. Electric cars aren't better, they're just an option. Democrats keep forgetting the customer is always right. This election isn't about what Democrats want it to be about. It's about what voters say it's about, making our lives easier.
At some point in time, you got to take into account what the voters thinking about. The voters, a lot of them out there, tens of millions of them out there, by the way, don't care what he's going through right now. They don't care about the 91 counts. They're thinking about their lives. And a lot of times we see politicians taking the positions that they're taking. And while we can respect their candor and their honesty, they do seem a bit detached at times from what the voters are actually feeling. If you're Joe Biden, what are you really, really worried about right now? You're worried about folks coming to the polls. That doesn't exactly encourage them to get up out of their seats and go to the polls.
And you know, with Stephen A. talking, I have yet to hear one person say that they're going to vote for Biden. Like, all they do is say not Trump, but nobody has the balls to say, hey, vote for Biden, that's a good vote. It's like everybody knows that it's not a good vote, but they're just afraid to say it and put it out there. You see here, Stephen A. Smith, he won't say it. As a matter of fact, I think the only thing that he did say was that he's not voting for Biden, but he's not voting for Trump either. But it's like, those are the two options. What are you talking about? You're going to throw away your vote on RFK or something? But that's just my opinion. What do you think? Are you going to vote for Biden? Go ahead and make your statement public.
Democrats thought they had a script. Biden would print the money, the economy would recover, and they'd put Trump on trial for January 6th. But January 6th wasn't 9/11. Voters don't care what a few politicians went through for a few hours 4 years ago. Yeah.
You see, Jazz Ray, where is bold enough to say that you're voting for Biden. That's a tough position to be in. Very tough position to be in.
People were scared. It was crazy. I get it. But we go through things too. We're scared. We get hurt. We can't afford stuff. We don't like migrants murdering our women or fentanyl killing our men. But the Democrats only care about you if you're nodding along obediently. They're in the third act, and they're realizing the audience lost the plot. But they're sticking with the script. They're not listening to you because they don't care. Joe Biden's running the most highly produced, tightly choreographed, top-down campaign in presidential history, with the help of the CIA, corporate America, and media executives who want a puppet, who prints money, funds wars, and opens borders. as long as he doesn't offend anybody. When former ESPN reporter Sage Steele interviewed Biden, she says she was literally handed the script.
Thank you for being here as we get set for a wonderful day in sports. Opening day for America's national pastimes.
This was about 2 months after he took office. It was so structured, and I was told, you will say every word that we write out. You will not deviate from the script, and go to the word. Like every single question was scripted, gone over dozens of times by many executives, editors and executives.
Biden got the questions ahead of time. Almost the entire interview was about sports. 2 minutes of the interview was Biden telling a story about Jill putting a Flyers jersey on their dog. It was all scripted ahead of time. It wasn't a real interview. ESPN executives in the White House were in on it. And if you deviated from the script, you're fired. None of this is real.
That's crazy.
That's why Biden's done more interviews with a weatherman than with the New York Times.
And as far as, your memories of this house, I mean, we're assuming, I don't know what the future holds, but what are your favorite memories about this place?
Our kids jumping in bed with us, our grandkids when they're down here, just sneaking up and jumping in bed with us. That's my favorite memory here. They love it. They love wanting.
He sounds like an old man. So that's a good response for an old, senile guy.
They're through the halls. They love. There's 2 floors upstairs, a lot of bedrooms. It's a private residence, and they just love coming down.
Our kids jumping in bed with us. Biden's youngest kid's 42. His grandkids, well, Biden's grandkids are 30, 23, 23, 19, and 18. And Hunter's got 2 4-year-olds, and only one of them's ever been to the White House. Joe Biden needs Al Roker's questions ahead of time. There's your campaign. Deny the polls, ignore the voters, and stick to the script. Let's bring in Outkick host Tom.
All right, I'm going to leave it there. When it comes to politics, man, people are everywhere. 7 trillion, what? But we forget the $7 trillion credit deficit, something that I don't even believe in anymore, because we just keep getting into debt. Like the United States keep getting into debt. And then you got the politicians arguing, giving ideas, talking about how they could get rid of it, how they could save it, how they can help. But yet the politicians are the one that put us in debt. They're the one that signed off on all these loans. So I don't even believe it anymore. It's difficult to get people to believe it when the politicians are the one that got us into debt, but now they got a solution to get us out. So $7 trillion, I don't know what to tell you. That's just fear from politicians. So we living in some crazy time. Comment down below, what do you think about this? I just wanted to play that video from Jesse Waters, giving us an idea as to who are we up against. Who is willing to say, I'm going to vote for Biden, and not afraid to say it. Well, at the end of the day, I want to see a businessman go in there and fix things up. We are in a collision course. Everything is negative. Everything is like scary. If we maintain the status quo, if we stay where we at. But again, my name is Noel, here at Verbal on Life, battling MS, putting out my thoughts and ideas out there. Hope you liked the video. If you found value in this video, go ahead and subscribe, comment below, and let's continue the conversation. And peace.
Verbal on Life.
Oh, there was one more thing that I wanted to show, because Elon Musk seems to be turning red pill. Like, look at this video or this image that he posted. That Elon Musk just said, wow. Where is it? The number of foreign-born citizens. Oh, let me take a look here. This is like people that were born in America, but are not from this country. We got to talk about this. So I'm going to make another video and talk more about what Elon Musk posted on X.